And I was still doing a man's walk. Because I was used to walking together and 50 pounds a week, 4 times a month, 1972, 71, 50 pounds a week. Serious money, like?
Oh, yeah.
It's been around, right?
What did you have the promotion?
Because I go to January,
Sunday morning. So we might bring that again. Well, I don't so 40 minutes, but 30 minutes is. So we'd be there about
How's your sister? She's not very well, really. She, pardon? Here. She was diagnosed with dementia. She retired at 60, her husband retired at 60, he was in the army, and they were going to have a wonderful life. She had it before she retired, but she didn't know she had it. And she was suffering from depression, and her doctor was eventually her behaviour became so kind of erratic that he suggested that he should do something about it. So he took her to St. Patrick's in Dublin,
as well. So they were there for quite a long time in my teaching time. So just maybe to give you a little flavour of what's happening at Mount St. Michael, we're still there. I can't tell you anything about the building because you know as much as I know at this stage about the building. All I can tell you are the facts, and that is that we own from the boarder's door on towards the staff room. And we're still there, and we're still overlooking the lagoon for some of our rooms. The rumour is that the rest of the building has been bought, so we're still waiting for the sold sign to go up on that. I can't tell you anything more than that, but we're still there and we don't intend to be going anywhere. Interestingly, that photograph of you down there that you have from your reunion in 2000 is outside my office door. And there's been a lot of pupils who've been in trouble have looked at that photograph for quite a lot and looked at you. And that leads me to the next thing. Mr. Kerris does send his sincere apologies. He's at a family function in Kerry, and I know he would have loved to join you because he's there as a very young buccal girl in that photograph there. So just to pass on just his apologies for that. I suppose some of the things that are happening, just to give you an idea, well, the school has a Facebook page that you can have a look at, and I'll get some photographs from Margaret and I'll put them up on the Facebook page so you can have a look at yourselves. But some of the things that are happening at the moment, so at present our transitional students are preparing for their musical Grease, and that's on the 1st of April for 3 nights, and I know that you were involved in some musicals. One of the night shows there might have to be brought forward to the Tuesday night because our TY debating team are in the concerned debates and they have reached the last 8 in Ireland, and so they're having their quarter-final on hopefully one of those nights, so that's very exciting for the school. Our Junk Couture, which is where they make artistic costumes out of recycled materials, one of those is in the All-Ireland final, and that's coming up shortly, so you might see a little bit about that. Then on the sporting front, there's always been sport at Mount St. Michael as part of its DNA, really. So our girls footballers are in the Munster semi-final. Our boys footballers are in a county semi-final. I hope I've all this right now. Our girls basketballers, first and second year girls basketballers, they're also in the county semi-final. So there's lots of sport happening as usual at Mount St. Michael. And I suppose for you, you were the first co-ed class in Mount St. Michael, which is really very historic. And I suppose we have to think back on some of the sisters, Sister Bridget, I know you knew her as Mother Bridget, but she really was a woman that was really very forward thinking, and she pushed a lot of things that we're still living out the legacy of. I know she was very instrumental in getting woodwork and metalwork and technical graphics as subjects in Mount St. Michael, and they're still there. And at my table, they had sex education on the curriculum. So, I don't know if you agree with that or not. I hope we all have that.
I think Margaret
It's life as normal, really, in Mount St. Michael. And I suppose one of the big changes that just maybe struck me was that I think it's a good thing. that, you know, capital punishment is long gone. There's lots of tales of that. I hope you have good memories of being in school there. Dan told me he's none, but I hope the rest of you have some good memories of being in Mount St. Michael. I suppose, you know, it's really, you know, we can boast about things like our academic results, and, you know, we've had a number of students who've got top points now for the last number of years. The maximum is 625 points, and we've had students for the last number of years who've achieved that. But really, the whole thing about Mount St. Michael was that, you know, success was you doing as well as you could do. It wasn't about getting all the top grades. It was about everybody reaching their full potential. And I think that was the real kind of strength of going to school there from my time. And I hope we've continued that legacy. We have a great staff there at the moment, and have always had a great staff. As I say, I've been teaching there since 1991, and there's always been a great staff that kind of go above and beyond the call of duty. So I'd like to say that it's in safe hands, and, you know, that it's school as normal, and that we're very lucky. We have great students. It's a lovely, quiet country school. Mr. Karras and myself would know all the students and know all their names, and you know, it's a great kind of working relationship, I suppose, and everybody kind of wants to do well. So I hope that kind of gives you great comfort. And just as a matter of interest, all your names are engraved in the Millennial Sundial, which is outside the Home Economics Room, which would have been the old mount, if you remember those steps up to the old mount. So there's a Millennial Sundial, and all the classes that had attended Mount St. Michael are, over the years are engraved on each of the little plaques. So all your names are there. During the week when I was ringing Margaret and passing on Mr. Karras' apologies, and I was saying, you know, I said I didn't really want to kind of intrude on anyone's night, but you know yourself, there's no saying no to Margaret. And I'm really delighted because I had a great night, and it was lovely to meet and to hear all the chat and the banter. And you're all looking marvellous. As one woman said to me, you're like wine that's aging beautifully. Long may it continue, and may you continue to age beautifully. So thank you very much for inviting me.
Sorry, Faulkner.
I'm on staff orders here from Mags. Thank you very much, Dee. We're delighted that you came to join us this evening. She's heard some very, very weird stories of this. I don't believe a lot of them are true. But, anyway, it's good to know that Mount St. Michael is in very good hands, and we've no doubt, I'm sure, that it is carrying on a great tradition in the school. And we would like, I'm sure, to wish all your teams and your competitors the very, very best of luck in the future. So we keep an eye on how the things are going. First of all, I would, before I start, I would like to thank Mags and Noreen, because I joined the two ladies at kind of an advanced stage of planning they had. The seeds were well and truly sown for this reunion by the time I got a phone call from Mags, and of course, as Dee said, you can't say no to Margaret. So they roped me into this particular role, but a lot of the credit for tonight goes to Margaret and Noreen. So I would just like to thank you all I would like to thank you for coming along and being part of this function for 50 years since our leaving cert, and 55 years really for those who walked through the doors of Mount St. Michael as first year students in 1965. As for us, the men, I suppose more correctly the boys, who joined, who walked through the corridors for the very first time as first year students in 1965. As Dee said, that was a historic occasion, and we reflect and give credit to those in management who decided to enroll boys for the first time in a school that was predominantly and previously all female, an all girls school. We also remember at this particular time with affection and with respect the many teachers that we had through the course of our time in Mount St. Michael, both the lay teachers and those from the Mercy Order as well. And the vast majority of those are gone to their eternal reward. This evening too, we remember our classmates who have gone from this life prematurely, I would say, and we would just like to say that may they all rest in peace. We would also this evening like to remember those who couldn't be with us through illness or through personal circumstances of their own, and we remember them and we wish them well this evening as well. Just briefly, I would like to say that as a generation we have lived through unprecedented times, and I would go on to safely say that our generation has seen more changes in society, in life, than generations that have gone before us. We won't go into those changes, but suffice it to say that we have lived through them, we remember them, we acknowledge them, and our parents' lives were vastly different from ours. But I think it's also safe to say that we inherited something from our parents. We inherited something that we should probably be very proud of, and that is that we all inherited a very, very strong work ethic, and that has stood to us through our time over the last 50 years as well. We are the link really between things that happened in the past, the way things were in the past and the way things are now. And if you like, that puts us in a very unique position to be able to share with the younger generations our life experiences, the knowledge and the wisdom that we have accumulated over those years, so that it will not be lost. We have worked hard, we made significant contributions to society, to our own communities and to family. And I think it's important that we state that, and that we say well done to ourselves, and that we take credit for what we have done in our own communities, in society, and as I say, in family. Something I read recently on a Sunday paper, and it's about our vintage, or maybe a vintage of a little bit older than us. And it goes like this: we are not supposed to die with the music still inside us, because our words, our advice and our knowledge may be just what somebody needs to keep going, to get a breakthrough, or just to feel human. So, friends, we still have the current of life flowing through us, and while we live in challenging times, we're still young enough to face those challenges and to still contribute in life. So I finish by saying, do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, and in the place you are. So good to meet you.
No, it's gone by the board. We've had moon tour, 2 moon tours. And I'm sorry, but I have it off by heart, so it's not long. Would you go down and leave it?
10 pages.
No, I'm not leaving it. I can't say it without reading it. I don't have that gift. So this will explain. Seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, firstly I would like to thank everyone for making the effort to be here tonight. It was great to see familiar faces who have travelled to be with us from the UK and from different parts of the country. Some of us didn't have to travel as far to be here tonight, but it's absolutely great to take the time out to be together on this historic occasion. It is hard to believe that it's 50 years since we sat our leaving cert, and 55 before we walked through those famous Mount St. Michael gates. For some of us, it was a bit more familiar because we had attended primary school for what was meant to be 6 years, but for some of us, Some of us will recall that was a 7th year added. Maybe they knew our educational needs better than we did. To the best of my memory, which you will appreciate is returning 50 years backwards, borders were also introduced at this, around this time. Well, this, as many of you will recall, definitely changed the dynamics of the school in Rosscarbery, which we can recall introduced the new initiative of, I recall the HMS Pinafore very, very well, as I'm sure you will. There was others discussed here tonight. I think the Mikado, Mary and a few more, but the HMS Pinafore under the expertise of Mrs. Eileen Nolan and Mr. Michael Casey, which many of us took part. But of course, the borders got all the main parts. What can I say? What can I say? We were all amazing from the get-go. On a personal note, I can also recall my attempts to be crowned the Carnival Queen of Rosscarbery in 1970, the year of the Leaving Cert. Well, in an attempt to slow me down from travelling to every mart and race and every meeting in the country, it was arranged by Paddy Peach, my father, and with the assistance of the nuns, my hand is shaking, with the assistance of the nuns, to board me in for the 3 weeks. To board me in for the 3 weeks during the Leaving Cert, you will recall. Well, that was to focus my attention on the exams and not my attempts to be crowned Carnival Queen. Their attempts were futile, as some of you were witness to, and may recall the results were not as successful as they would have hoped. I did, however, manage to be crowned Carnival Queen. 1970, the year of the Leaving Cert. And always boast that I got one honour in the Leaving Cert. One honour, the honour of doing it. The rest is history. As well as the memories spoken of, Faulkner reminded us, it was also the beginning of the education of the Búcalbeag, the boys, which made a huge change to the dynamics of education in Rosscarbery. Tonight, just as 50 years ago, the boys are in the minority. But in those days, the new minority were a very, very welcome addition to Mount and Michael and to all of us. Colleeny, guilty? Anyway, you were very, very welcome. Now, Shane will, I think, have another page. Anna ahas oran go will she go there on shot enough. But Mila Mahagan a top August Ben Tanif Asaniha. Mila Bucas the Bakna and Noreen August Bakna Freshen as oot the cower go lair for Mila Mahagan. And on a final note, thank you to Jim. Thank you very much, Jim. Yeah. But to the staff. And to the manager, Neil, and to the staff, which really, really did see after us. And we're only starting, but the meal was lovely, I think. And they did facilitate us. But it is really, honestly, it is, now I'm beginning to relax, it's lovely. Lovely to see us all, and we're all so well. Long may it continue. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Like you say, like